I wrote a book a number of years ago called Small Footprint, Big Handprint. And the idea is that we make a smaller footprint on the earth, but a bigger handprint on humanity. And the goal of this ranch is to do that.
Look at this little girl.
It's not just a matter of the small footprint and the sustainability. The idea here is to produce all organic food that have to feed our family. Meat, poultry, vegetables, fruit, grapes, wine. But it's also meant to be a model of how you could live more simply. You know, this is what we call a sustainable farmstead, and we try to maintain it in a way that two people can do it.
Go ahead.
My name's Troy Robinson. I've been a pastor for about 40 years, but retired just the last couple of years. So now I'm full-time rancher and author. And environmentalist. Might be a little bit of a loaded term. I think most ranchers are coming to the place of actually believing that there's problems with the climate. And what they have a hard time with is thinking that it's man-caused. Because by saying that, that means we have responsibility and we have to change certain things.
We've definitely seen a change in the weather up here. The cows are birthing early this year in February, and those little babies, they lost. We had a lot of neighbors that lost calves because the weather was so unusual.
Director Pruitt, I believe, is more concerned about politics than he is about faith. What he's doing is very short-term, and it's going to devastate this country and it's going to devastate this planet. For us to pull out of the progress that's been made in terms of at least recognizing that climate change is real and that it's man-caused, and that we actually do need to sacrifice and do some things to improve this and be a leader in the world instead of the most negative force. You know, it's really scary, and it's very disheartening, especially to someone, by the way, who's been a Republican their whole life. Almost everything's unfortunately considered a pet. And we have Jacob the lamb, who is kind of a mascot family pet that we raised because he was a bummer lamb. His mother rejected him. We pretty much make pets out of everything. The world is now, you know, approaching 8 billion people. There's not a lot of fresh water on this planet. The oceans and the coral reefs, I mean, these things are providing food for this population, and they're going away. And when they do, I'll tell you, the first to suffer is the poor. And if we know nothing else as Christians, we know that we have responsibility to the poor. This is how Paul opens. You know, he's opening to the Romans here. He says, "For what can be known about God is plain to them because God has shown it to them." What Paul is saying is, he says, man is without excuse from knowing God because he's revealed himself through his creation. He's revealed himself through nature. I mean, the whole character of God, the attributes of God, as it says, are revealed through what we see and experience through his creation. And when this creation goes away, it gets harder and harder to find God.